What's important is root is one.
So the
If you take away 370, let us take away 370.
even now, in a sense, 370 is not removed in that sense. What has happened is that whatever remained of 370 inside, in their wisdom or lack of it, whichever way you may put it, they've utilized the machinery of 370 to remove whatever was left in 370. That is what has happened.
Please go back. Public note declare that this article ceases to be operative or shall be operative only with such except the modifications and from provided that the recommendation of the Constituent Assembly of the state referred to in clause 2. Referred to in clause 2. Today, direct you form a Constituent Assembly. My
So,
submission would be
a little different. I am saying, suppose as COs have been issued from time to time, and according to you, by concurrence of the state government or the assembly, were there an assembly, was there a state government which says that all the provisions of the constitution will apply? What would be the scenario?
when our state government says all the provisions of the Constitution will apply, they will say so how? Outside 370 or within 370? They have to say so that only through 370.
Right.
That is the route.
Right. That's the route. So
Yeah.
therefore, once they are able to say so under 370, except that 370 remains in form.
Yeah, that then it remains a form. It remains a skeleton. Very true.
It's just the
But
shell.
the root is one. What's important is root is one.
So the
If you take away 370, let us take away 370.
even now, in a sense, 370 is not removed in that sense. What has happened is that whatever remained of 370 inside, in their wisdom or lack of it, whichever way you may put it, they've utilized the machinery of 370 to remove whatever was left in 370. That is what has happened.
Kindly appreciate. First of all, who can remove 370 is one question. The lord's observation is that if the government of the state.
Process we have not come to. Process separate. You have an argument on that look, this is not the process by which it could have been done. That's it.
Now, if you wanted to do it completely, aren't we going back to the original position? If you want to completely integrate, then we have to get rid of 370. We have to get rid of instrument of accession, which said 3, then we have to execute merger agreement. Because I was an independent state. We go back to the roots.
The roots, Mr. Shah, and you rightly said over a passage of time, the merger agreement, the 370, there were developments which took place, historical developments. Then after that, 370 came, it was to govern. Then over a period of time, different matters, as you say, chip by chip, 370 was the effectiveness of 370 in terms of preserving the right in the states to lay down the law was chipped away over a period of time.
Yes.
Something still remained.
Yes.
That something which still remained, they did it by a process of 370. Whether that process was right or process was wrong is the second limb of the argument, that they could not have done this or they could have done this in this manner. So they have also left now still a 370, but effectively making all laws applicable. So my only query is that doesn't it all come down to one thing, whether the process they followed to do so was flawed?
Leave the process aside for a minute, Lords. I am one of the federating units. I want to be with the Union of India. 370 as it is it in the nature of an obstacle to integrate myself with Union of India? If it is an obstacle, then obviously somebody who thinks that this should not be an obstacle, you must integrate fully like any other state in India. Then he has to first, constitutionally speaking, not politically, he has to get rid of 370 as it is. That's it one.
In this goes, Mr. Gopal Subramanian's article argument was, this is a medium of interaction, 370. It's a medium of interaction. Therefore, that's the process you must follow. Now, if we go back historically to say that it has to be abrogated, we must go back to the original, then how does it merge with it? The only thing is that under 370, which is the medium of communication between the center and state, which was established, we established a methodology by which slowly, if you wanted, you could do it. Now, once that is there, it has been done. Historically also, if we see, it has been done over a period of time. Something still remained, as I said, at a cost of repetition. Now, that what remained, they took away by a similar kind of a process as what was being done earlier, but the process is said to be flawed because there was no assembly, there was no elected body in picture. It's the only question.